it doesn't really matter what I say because I feel like the porn industry is still going to thrive regardless. Doesn't really matter
people like
what
porn.
I say. People like porn, so
People
it
like
doesn't
porn.
really matter what I say. But I really do feel like, and I know this might sound weird, I really feel like they rob the workers. Like,
well,
it's
we don't
really,
get a big piece of the pie if we're shooting for studios. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah.
We don't, traditionally in adult content, unlike a lot of other entertainment, there is no residuals. Like, you go to work, you get paid for that day of work, you get your paycheck, and that's it. You'll never get paid for that scene again.
Yeah.
So unless you're creating and owning your own content, you're working in a way like paycheck to paycheck. And that might be fine, but you got two choices if that's your income strategy. Porn performers have a ridiculously short lifespan. I've been incredibly blessed. So if you think you're going to work for like 5 years, which would be almost a miraculously long lifespan, you have to take whatever money you think you're going to make in those years and make sure that that money lasts you pretty much the rest of your life, because unless you're incredibly like entrepreneurial, like people don't hire retired porn performers for the most part, at least not in high-end jobs. So I think that's really something that like anyone like looking to get into the industry has to think about. Like, might you make a good amount of money for a few years? You might. But like, then what? Like, what do you want your future career to be? I think it's like statistically harder to get a job as a retired female porn star specifically than it is for a convict to get a job. So, there is a major stigma. So I usually discourage, like, I love my job and I would do it again, but I discourage people from getting into it.
Well, let's think of it like this. I don't think we can I wouldn't want to try to share it next to a convict because you have to think about it. What if there's a man that owns his business? He finds out that she's an ex-porn star. Now he feels a little bit more easier because he feels like he can get the pussy.
Oh yeah, all of those things happen.
What if that kind of like
you might get fired, you might get harassed, you might. I mean, you're right. Anything is possible. It's definitely. You're going to be dealing with the choices you made for a relatively short amount of time, forever. Yeah. So that's something for people to think about. And I know you say you might be able to hide it, but for me, I feel like if you want to do adult work and it matters to you what the people that are around you think, you should probably tell them first. Like, before you do that scene, have those conversations. If your family's important to you, tell them, tell your friend. Like, it's not something that someone should probably like find out from your second cousin's friend that, oh my God, I saw her online. Like, that's going to be
I just
not
feel
good.
like for the porn industry, I feel like they're really robbed. And, it's only a certain amount of people that's really making the, I mean, there's obviously
a very small percentage.
I mean, come on, man. The girl, you're obviously, there's no mouthpiece that's needed for the porn industry. It's just kind of like you're there, and if you're sexy enough and you got enough characteristics about yourself to be able to play that part, you're in.
You're in for however long that your analytics work.
Exactly. Yeah. But to see that, like, get used to its maximum fucking effort, potential, shouldn't there be a maximum residual?
Yeah, but it's kind of like comedy or acting or even podcasts. Like, how many people start a podcast, right? And then how many people are you? Very few.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same with porn. Like, I think everyone starting their podcasts hopes to be where you are right now, right? But that's just not the reality of it. Like, one in, 10, 20, 50,000 is going to make a legitimate living doing that. And it's the same with a lot of entertainment. But the thing is, if you quit this today, you can do anything. If a pornographer quits today, they're fucked. It'd be like going to work on your first day of like being a waitress and being like, I really thought I wanted to be a waitress, but after waiting tables for a day, it fucking sucks. Well, guess what? Too bad. Because like, you ain't gonna get another job now. Like, that's the unusual part about pornography. It's hard to pivot out. And so I think because of that, you see a lot of people doing it longer than they want to, and that can get dark. Yeah. It's not like once you start a podcast, you're trapped here forever. It's intense.
Where do you see yourself? You are the internet stepmom. I mean, you have the label. You have the crown.
Yeah.
What where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because
I'm
the
riding
body's
riding
still,
this. I'm riding it all the way.
but okay, well we need to. Okay, well that's why we're here at the Sharp Tank.
Hell yeah.
That's why we're here, right? We're here to figure out where you can go tomorrow.
I'm also like, again, in the blessed upper percentages of my career. Like I love saving. I was brought up in a really like financially well-off household who was able to give me a lot of advice on how to save. So I've already positioned myself, like if I broke both legs or whatever happened and I could never work another day in my life, it wouldn't matter for me. But I just feel like lucky.
I feel like you're privileged and you just get social ability, or you just stacked up like that and you just feel like
I've
you don't got to work again.
been investing really well for a lot of years, you know what I mean?
Tell us about some of them investments.
Yeah, oh my God.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, shit.
So I actually
indulge.
I
Let's indulge.
I have a financial team that invests for me, so I don't even know all of the different stocks that I have. You know, I have IRA, SEP IRA, a lot of like EFTs, different stocks that they manage for me.
Well, I'll tell you this, friend to friend, know your money and where it goes. Yeah. Don't you ever just allow somebody else to just take care of your financial business. That's cool. You have people that know, they might know things that you don't know, but you always keep a handle on how your money moves. Yeah.
That's someone told me that they're like delegate tasks, not knowledge. You know, like if you have a business, go ahead and delegate those tasks to people that if you become too busy, but try not to delegate away all of your knowledge. You know, if you're, I might not be a financial expert, but you're right. You should have like just sort of the groundwork of keeping track of what the fuck is going on with your shit.
Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribe. We just hit 200K. We're trying to get to 300K.
Turn us up.
Appreciate y'all.
Let's go.